You may believe you have ample time, thinking your age, wisdom, and composure will be recognized and respected, ensuring she stays. However, the truth is often unspoken to older men pursuing younger women. It's not your wealth, charm, experience, or a calm demeanor that she first notices. Instead, it's your desperation, masked as interest or desire for validation, your quiet hope that she'll make you feel young again. This is precisely when she begins to manipulate you. The moment an older man loses sight of who he is, when he starts seeking her energy instead of safeguarding his own, he jeopardizes everything. This goes beyond mere age. It's about dignity, power, and a critical mistake men often make with irreversible consequences. If you're an older man, even just 5 years her senior, and find yourself involved with a younger woman, continue reading. Because if you heed this one piece of advice, her perception of you, and your self-perception, will fundamentally change. Reason 1. You become someone you're not. The instant you try to act her age, you implicitly declare shame about your own. Consider what transpired in the initial 30 seconds. The CEO, let's call him David, encountered a beautiful young woman and instantly reverted. His voice became higher, his posture shifted, and he began using slang he'd never used before. He brought up TikTok, discussed music he didn't listen to, and laughed excessively at things that weren't humorous. In just half a minute, he transformed from a distinguished man into a desperate boy. She didn't leave because of his age. Left because he was inauthentic? Reflect on what initially drew her to him. Was it his youth? No, she's surrounded by young men. Was it his energy? No, she possesses more energy than he does. Was it his grasp of pop culture? No, she lives and breathes pop culture. It was his presence, his confidence, his gravitas, the way he carried himself like a man with nothing to prove. The authority in his voice derived from experience and how he navigated the world as someone who belonged. Yet the moment he saw her, he discarded it all. Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "How much trouble he avoids, who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does." An older man who begins to compete with younger men has forgotten his inherent worth. He is measuring himself against an inappropriate standard. You are no longer 25, cease trying to be. Your gray hair is not a flaw. It's a testament to your endurance. Your facial lines aren't signs of decline. They're evidence of laughter, concern, and wisdom. Your experience isn't a burden. It's your most valuable asset. Reason 2. You treat her like a midlife crisis trophy there. Moment you begin to parade her around like a prize, you demonstrate that you don't perceive her as a person. This is the second way older men ruin attraction. They transform the relationship into a public display of validation. They are eager to post photos together, introduce her to everyone they know, and talk about her as an accomplishment rather than an individual. It's as if they're saying, "Look what I can still attract at my age." However, this reveals something crucial. You don't value her for who she is. You value her for what she symbolizes. You don't love her. You love what dating her says about you. This is profoundly damaging for 2 reasons. First, it signals your own insecurity about your worth. A man who needs a young woman to affirm his desirability is a man who doesn't grasp his own value. Nothing extinguishes attraction faster than insecurity disguised as confidence. Second, it reduces her to an object. She is not your fountain of youth, your ego boost, or proof that you still got it. She is an individual with her own aspirations, objectives, fears, and vulnerabilities. She is not a supporting character in your narrative. She is the protagonist of her own. The instant you begin treating her as if her purpose is to make you feel better about yourself, you lose her respect. And without her respect, love will never be yours. Seneca understood this. Every change of fortune is either a test of character or a gift of wisdom. How you treat her reveals your character. Are you a man who sees others as people or as instruments for your own gratification? Young women can detect desperation from afar. They can discern when a man needs them versus when he wants them. They can differentiate between genuine interest and ego-driven validation. When you showcase her like a trophy, you are declaring, to the world and to her that you are not secure in your own worth. You are saying that your value hinges on her presence in your life. Pause for a moment. Recall the last time you met someone impressive. Were you more attracted to them because they required your validation, or because they were self-sufficient without it? The same principle applies here. Your independence is your attractiveness. Reason 3. You attempt to relive your youth through Hera. Man who uses her as a time machine will ultimately lose both her and himself. Here's the third fatal error that devastates everything: using her as your personal fountain of youth. You start frequenting clubs you haven't been to in 2 decades. You begin staying out until 3 a.m. when you used to be. Sleep by 10 p.m. You start drinking like you're 25 and enduring the consequences like you're 50. You believe you're being young and fun, proving you can keep up with her lifestyle. However, what you're actually doing is abandoning the very qualities that made you appealing in the first place. She isn't attracted to you because you can party like a young man. She's attracted to you because you've evolved beyond the need to prove yourself through partying. She isn't interested in you because you possess the energy of a 25-year-old. She's interested in you because you have the wisdom of someone who has lived. When you try to match her energy, you're entering a competition you cannot win. You don't have the recovery time, metabolism, or priorities of a 25-year-old, and that's precisely why she's attracted to you. Epictetus taught, don't demand that things happen as you wish. Wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. Your reality is that you are older. Your reality is that you have different energy levels, priorities, and responsibilities. Stop fighting that reality. Begin leveraging it as your advantage. She doesn't desire another 25-year-old man. She has unlimited access to them. She desires a man who has moved past the phase of needing to prove himself by staying out all night, drinking excessively, and acting like he has something to demonstrate. She wants stability. She wants security. She wants someone who has discovered who he is and doesn't feel the constant need to prove it. She wants a man who is comfortable in his own skin, at his own pace, with his own priorities. When you abandon all of this to try to keep up with her lifestyle, you are discarding your competitive advantage. You are surrendering what makes you unique to compete in an arena where you will always be outmatched. But there's a deeper issue. You're also losing yourself. You're becoming someone you don't recognize to impress someone who is already impressed by the man you were. The most tragic part is she'll lose respect for you not because you can't keep up, but because you're trying to. She'll be disappointed not because you're older, because you're pretending you're not. What to do instead? Be honest about your limitations. When she wants to stay out late, sometimes say no. When she suggests loud clubs, propose quieter alternatives. When she wants to drink all night, have a couple and call it good. Don't abandon your lifestyle to accommodate hers. Integrate her into your world. Don't disappear into hers. Show her what a mature, established lifestyle looks like. Let her experience what it's like to be with a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to ask for it. Your age is not your adversary. Your experience is not your burden. Your maturity is not your limitation. These are your superpowers. Gray hair is not a sign of decline. It's a badge of survival. Your experience is not a burden. It's your greatest asset. Your maturity is not a limitation. It's your competitive advantage. The right young woman won't want you to be someone else. She'll want you to be exactly who you are. A man who has been tested by life and emerged stronger, wiser, more confident, and more secure. Own your age. Embrace your experience. Value your wisdom. Be proud of your journey. If she's not attracted to that man, she's not the right woman for you. Because the right woman won't want you to change. She'll want you to become more of who you already are. The man who is ashamed of his journey has forgotten how far he's traveled. Stop being ashamed. Start being proud. Your age is not your weakness. It's your strength. Use it.